Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and because I'm dealing with kids and different things in the summertime, I got behind today, so I'm kind of coming from behind. The other problem that I've had in the last hour is, it doesn't happen to me often, but I had that flashing that you get in your eyes where you can't read the screen. I had that, and that means the onset of a migraine, so I went and took some pain medicine. But once you see that, you're going to get a headache. But I don't think I got the worst of it anyway. So could have been a lot worse. So I'm sitting here and the market is pretty darn flat. We're still at $1 one XRP. Nothing much to talk about there. Now the audio on this little clip right here is freaking terrible, but I'm going to play it for you anyway because this is Tom Emmer, who said that he does not believe XRP is a security. And he was on, this is from CoinDesk today.
The worst thing that government can do to the marketplace is create uncertainty. And certainly when we're talking about crypto, when we're talking about this whole industry, because now it's a $2 trillion industry, the uncertainty can be pretty, frustrating. It can stop the innovation. So you referenced it. We reintroduced the Safe Harbor for Taxpayers with Forked Assets Act on tax day, May 17, 2021. And what this does, it's going to prohibit penalties against taxpayers who are attempting to report gains or losses on their forked digital assets until the IRS finally issues sufficient guidance on how to do so.
Now, that's a big deal because I think that that's what we were talking about a few weeks ago with the Flare distribution. I think that's where they're hitting with that. And Flare had said that Flare told us, the people at Flare, that Hugo Filion guy, he told us that he was going to they were going to put out some kind of guidance on how the distribution would occur, the technicalities of that. And I know that they can't comment on the tax angle legally, but they were going to give some kind of guidance, and so I'm hoping they'll put that out here shortly because this is when they said the distribution is supposed to happen. Flare distribution will start when the Flare network goes live. The team is working to make this happen safely as soon as possible. It is dependent on finishing security testing. We expect this at the end of June, plus or minus 2 to 4 weeks. So somewhere towards the end of June is where the Flare drop is supposed to happen. Now, I thought this was interesting. Future Flare price. This guy did a poll here, and the highest majority of people are thinking, and I guess they're talking in the short term or somewhat short term, $5. That's a pretty reasonable price, I would think. I think I guessed $10. But look, anything can happen over a long period of time with this thing. Who knows? Okay, XRP Bart sent me this. Now, this is Bank XRP. He says, "Hey, Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple, we did it. Thank you, CNBC, for the correction." I don't think it was a correction at all. I think they do it intentionally, and they corrected it once it was made an issue by Brad Garlinghouse. He says, I'm doing my happy dance today. Don't worry, Brad, you won't be doing it for long because they'll change it back. Jonathan D sent me this, and Santiago Velez said it's coming. This is what I've been telling you. I think that this right here is what's going to happen to proof of work digital assets. Bank of International Settlements. Banks appear to price only the direct carbon emissions of firms and not their broader carbon footprint. Further, the price of risk appears small relative to potential financial risks, such as the introduction of carbon taxes, loan pricing, climate policy. This right here is how I think they're going to do it. You don't have to control Bitcoin or any of these proof of work digital assets. if you can tax them. You can control them plenty with taxing. Then Von Kripp put this out. Is new copper not new gold? Jeff Currie, global head of commodities research at Goldman Sachs, has rejected the idea that Bitcoin is replacing gold. Bitcoin is definitely a risk-on asset based on Goldman's trading history. He's calling it copper, not gold. That's interesting, especially against the backdrop of what I showed you this morning, which we will get to again here shortly. Michael at VAL5Links sent me this from Coinbase. It's so easy. Starting today, you can use your Coinbase card with Apple Pay and Google Pay to maximize rewards and use crypto in your everyday life. Details here. So I know I got on the wait list for the Coinbase card, but I don't think it's open to people in the US yet. I could be wrong, but I don't think it is. Riz XRP sent me this. This is huge right here. I'm telling you with everything I believe that XLM, XRP, and Diem, I believe that all three of those are in ways tied to PayPal and PayPal Galactic. And I think those are the three that are really in the game and involved with these governments around the world. And here they're telling you, today, June 1st, 2021, the Stellar Public Network successfully upgraded to Protocol 17, which introduces a new feature designed to make it easier to issue regulated financial instruments on Stellar. Now, who else do we know is working on these types of things? This is from Ripple, the private ledgers. Ripple pilots a private ledger for central banks launching CBDCs. So both of them are working with these governments. And then we have Diem, today's from Zero Hedge. Facebook's Diem has had intense conversations with the Fed, as a result of which Catalini believes Diem will be the gold standard of stable coins. Okay? You see what's going on, folks? All three of them, XLM, XRP, and Diem. Those, in my opinion, are the three to watch. Now, from Notorious XRP, I want you to watch this. This is Brian Brooks being interviewed by Julia Chatterley. This clip, in my opinion, is important.
It's so funny. As I was talking there, my team, some genius in the background, showed the relative chart of Amazon versus GE. There were some winners and them some less than winners, quite frankly. And I guess that's the same in the crypto space. Some of these digital currencies, some of these tokens are going to disappear. We have to accept that. Some of them are going to be wildly successful going forward. Is that the message?
It totally is the message, Julia. And we have to be comfortable with that, because in America, the reason that we're a developed, rich society is because we've allowed people to take risks, to invest in companies, and over time to let those companies be replaced by better companies. So most stocks that have ever traded on the New York Stock Exchange eventually went to zero because their companies got beaten by somebody else. You can think of the great stocks of yesteryear, the international harvesters, the bank stocks that went away in the 80s. But some stocks represent long-term generational value, and they're still with us. Same's going to be true with crypto tokens. There will be some networks that will be with us in 20 years,
XRP,
and some that you'll never
Diem.
hear from again. The value of the tokens is based on your prediction of which ones are going to be the winners, not dissimilar to the stock market.
And so if you're going to invest today, you just have to accept in the interim, there's going to be volatility, and it's going to be big volatility.
I think that's right. But what I also think of is I think that regulators and politicians of both political parties are going to recognize that price discovery is a good thing. We need our markets to function better. And the best assurance of investor protection, honestly, is more liquid markets. So if we can have our politicians help by allowing products that bring in more people with more sides of the trade, you'll see less volatility over time. That's kind of inevitable, but we have to get comfortable with the risk tolerance first.
I mean, it's great that you're now the CEO of Binance US, but oh boy, I feel like we miss you on the regulatory side. But anyway.
Writing's on the wall, folks. Now look, I'm going to show you again. This is Goldman Sachs from their report. The most common argument in favor of Bitcoin maintaining its dominance over other cryptocurrencies is its first mover advantage and large user base. But history has shown that in the industry with fast-changing technology and growing demand, a first-mover advantage is difficult to maintain. If an incumbent fails to adjust to shifting consumer preferences or competitors' technological advances, they may lose their dominant position. Think of MySpace and Facebook, Netscape and Internet Explorer, or Yahoo and Google. For crypto networks themselves, active user numbers have been very volatile. During 2017-18, Ethereum was able to gain an active user base that was 80% of the size of Bitcoin's within 1 year. Ethereum's governance structure with a central developer team driving new proposals may be best suited for today's dynamic environment in which crypto technology is changing rapidly and systems that fail to upgrade quickly can become obsolete. How does Bitcoin upgrade quickly? How does it? It can't. And then this is a great illustration from Stefan Huber. Bitcoin mining versus obsolete technology. Can you see the difference? So this is mining rigs, and this is technology that is no longer used, folks. I want to remind everybody, Link2 they've got Kraken, they've got Uphold on the platform. They just added back in some Link2. I own all three of them. These guys are one of my sponsors, but I'm also a customer, and this is where I'm buying private equity. I'm trying to split my investments between digital assets and private equity. Okay, this way you're getting the picks and the shovels, as they say. Excellent opportunity for accredited investors. You need to check it out. The links to this are in the description of all my videos. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that Link2, linqto.com, is an awesome platform for getting access to private equity. Thanks for listening.